Alright fellas, here we're back with Pokemon Masters, and we're going to be looking at Sygna or Cynthia with the Sprint EX roll at 3 out of 5. So yeah, this character, obviously a lot of people nowadays probably have a lot of faults to note, pick out with this character, because she is very inconsistent with her fighting zone setting, right? She has to use her sync move and whatnot in order to have it activated, which is always going to be a very iffy thing to have unless there are, extension or other methods, etc. That type of stuff, right? Pretty much made her like a field character before the field EX, I guess, like a budget field character or something. But thankfully, the Sprint EX role not only is adding extra functionality to her fighting zone setting capabilities, but it is also obviously adding the innate ability of -3 sync countdown, which is universally an amazing ability. Great, especially for stadium battles or just any shorter battle content. Hopefully, really, really good for the upcoming battle tower climbing content, whatever you want to call it, right? The tower climbing content where you go higher and higher in your floors, you do more shit, right? For points. Hopefully Cynthia will be good for that, but whatever. So we're going to look into some battles and mostly see how well her sprint functionalities are able to offer just usefulness to our allies, whether it be for the fighting zone or whatever else, right? I didn't get much footage for this setup. I was planning to, but today, oh boy, I am dead. I'm fucking just destroyed. Anyway, so let's go ahead, hop into the first battle. Yeah, we'll see you all over there. Alright, the first battle here is pretty much just using a generic fighting striker in order to clear stage under fighting zone. Obviously, yeah, Neo Champion Hop is an amazing partner for V, but of course if you don't have Hop, which that's realistic, then you're going to be able to use a setup like this in order to easily clear pretty much any non-Sentry entry type of stage, and also probably being able to easily clear any Fighting League stage. Well, definitely be able to clear any Fighting League stage. We do some pretty good tanking here as well. Obviously, Cynthia, besides the Sprint EX roll, has a solid enough base kit, especially when it comes to tanking. Maxing ally defenses, pretty much turn 1, assuming fighting zone is up. Potions, obviously, for healing. Team Fist bump 4, I think is what it is. Critical focus for crit buffs if you do need those, which in this setup you do. Head start 1 if you really need a sync countdown. Base kit / grid as well, but everything outside of the Sprint EX roll is still solid enough, right? Especially for a character that released a year and a half ago for the most part. Not going to say she's aged as well as her counterparts or other partners like Thunderbolt Red and Ash, but she still is doing quite well for herself, especially for getting this Sprint EX roll. This Sprint EX roll is such a massive upgrade for this character, you have no idea. But yeah, so obviously we use the fighting zone there, her sync move, in order to get a ton of sync countdown. No turn denial was necessary, no flinching, all those different things. Not needed, thankfully. That's the greatest thing about the Sprint EX roll, is that you're able to just skip a turn. You don't have to rely on adrenaline or anything like that for the most part, especially if you're just going for sync ramping setups. Very, very amazing stuff for sure. And obviously, because of the bulk that Cynthia is able to apply to our team, we were able to easily survive all of the enemy's attacks, even with half ally HP parameters. Very nice, right? Just a very generic off type, very easy to look at and see, hey, good job. Whatever. So there you go. There are all the parameters and the grids and whatnot. Cynthia's still good, I would say. Fighting zone can definitely be a problem sometimes, even now with the Sprint EX roll, but that's mostly due to the fact that zones are time-based instead of actually turn-based, which is stupid. I don't know why. And you'll see that in the next battle where I discuss some different setups with Cynthia alongside Special Costume Diantha. Right, here we are with Special Costume Diantha and Fall Roxy, and I actually ended up candying and EXing Special Costume Diantha for this battle. Probably didn't need to, ? But I did anyway because she was at 2 out of 5 from the Mix Scout, but whatever. So anyway, this is where sync countdown is far more valuable post-sync than anything, because this is where buddy moves come into play. Since zone setting, or zone activation, I guess, is based on time rather than based on turns, you have to deal with long animations and how to deal with them. As you see, Secret Sword, pretty long animation, if we're being honest with ourselves. Then there's the Grudgeful Bulldoze from Roxanne, which the buddy move playing the character's animation and then doing the animation itself, then the debuffs, then the stat raising. such a long move, meaning you have a lot of opportunity for Fighting Zone to just run out before you use your sync move. So this is why Adrenaline and that type of stuff is probably still valuable to pick on Cynthia, because it makes it a lot more consistent to have Fighting Zone up by your next sync move, even with the sprint roll. Because I've tried this battle multiple times, the zone kept clearing, and I figured out it's because of all the animations playing. It was just absolutely absurd. Obviously you can't quad Q, or at least you may have been able to, but most of the time you're not going to be able to quad Q or anything with Cynthia, just because of how Fighting Zone runs out and whatnot, so you have to deal with that. We did turn deny that side, by the way, very easily, no less. And obviously, again, all the animations. It's absurd. So many animations, but by the time we got to this point in the battle, it didn't really matter. Fighting Zone was going to stay up, and it actually ended up staying up pretty much for the entire battle, I'm pretty sure. We go ahead, use Diantha's nuke. It's still absurd. This character is still stupidly strong. It's like 300% total damage and multipliers, or her nuke, and then she's got a DPS multiplier. She's absurd. With like 500 special attack or something like that? Yeah. Crazy character still, especially for releasing like 2 months after the second anniversary characters. No shot. No shot, dude. But whatever, there you go. Easy KO, easy win. Or Cynthia, again, the sync ramping's insane. Or the ability to use sync countdown was insane. We got to our second sync move by them having -2 countdown. Pretty good, I would say. So there you go. Finished off the battle and whatnot. And our next battle is going to be the final battle. And it's more fun for me. This one was more fun for me. I recorded the footage already, but I ended up deleting it on accident, or I just didn't record it. I don't remember. But yeah, whatever. We'll move on to that one after I show off the grids here and whatnot. It's going to be a sync ramping setup alongside Triple Sinnoh. Very, very fun, in my opinion. Here we are with the final sync ramping setup. So, this can pretty much be done with any characters. I chose these specific ones not only because they are extremely strong, but because they all synergize extremely well together. Well with each other. Adamant and Ray, as I stated in my top favorite units from 2023 video, have great synergy. Debuffing, physical, master passive, etc. And of course with Aura Cynthia, she's able to help out Ray with the Fighting Zone, set physical moves next for both of them, apply great defensive bulk, and another part of the master passive, right? Double master passive in the setup. And of course, as usual, sync ramping. Head Start 1 with Cynthia, Head Start 1 with Ray. You can run Head Start 1 on Adamant if you wanted. -1 on his sync trainer move, rather. -1 on Ray's trainer move. So much sync countdown. This setup is insane. And obviously double sprint. The sync countdown you can do with this is insane. This setup is with extra HP on purpose just to showcase in a longer form that this setup works. You could probably do max HP with this kind of setup if you want to do a little bit better of a look, because as you can see, this shit is strong. These characters can do so much together, especially with sync countdown, but you can even replace them. You can put on Paulo, who is an amazing sync ramping character. Any other sprint character is going to work out pretty well. Maybe not Noland or whatever, but a lot of characters tend to work out just fine. And obviously you got Lear with his amazing sync countdown capabilities. You got Sygna May and Dojo Gloria, 2 other amazing characters. So many great characters can work well with sync ramping setups, and Aura Cynthia just helps provide. Head Start 1, Adrenaline 1, -3 countdown with the sprint EX roll. All just insane stuff. This character works out extremely well. That's pretty much my overview. Sygna Aura Cynthia, still a great character, I would say. Amazing defensive bulk and amazing defensive utility. She works extremely well in I say quite a few, but mostly just 2 of the ultimate battles because she's weak to fire. So Annabelle's already just a massive L for her, but she works extremely well if you have the characters the offensive characters for the Thornton and Duroc ultimate battles. She's going to be just fine in those battles. Even though Duroc has Heat Wave, she'll be fine there. Off-region extreme battle, she was obviously she was a go-to for the triple 3rd anniversary setup, right? Just an amazing character with amazing bulk, amazing potential, and the Sprint EX roll definitely helps out with her Fighting Zone setting capabilities and sync ramping capabilities, which are better for shorter battles, I would say, but still, amazing stuff nonetheless. Great update for this character, definitely necessary for those that like using her, and yeah, that's my thoughts. I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed. Have fun with your Aura Cynthia if you're going to use her and whatnot, and obviously, yeah, I'll see you all later.